And welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, brought to you by the great folks at Hy-Vee, both in Osage Beach and Jefferson City. As you know, we've got a new guest every week, somebody important in the community. And this week we're talking with Kathy Wiesen, who is the area representative, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and she also was the very first guest we had here on the Community Spotlight Show last year. So welcome back.
Well, thank you so much. It's an honor to be with you and just to be able to share what we're doing in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are so integral, so important in the community. And the springtime coming up here shortly is a huge time for you, because in the month of March you do your annual dinner banquet, I think. And then also in March you do your annual the Bridge and Dam
race.
Right. So
yes.
All of that. So you got to be a little stressed out right about now.
This is where we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. It's
Yeah.
a little tense, but we have our own version of March Madness, and we like it. We embrace it, and it's a great time for us to have a lot of connection with the community.
Absolutely. And if you think, wow, I've heard that voice before, where have I heard that voice before? You're also a part of the broadcast team for Mizzou women basketball.
I am humbled and honored to get to do that, get to travel with them and get to call their games. And they have an exciting team. They have a great coaching staff and a great culture. So it's a really fun part of my life to be a part of that.
That is amazing. And that's a lot of work, a lot of travel. Takes a lot of time out of your life, but I'm guessing it's also maybe one of the funnest things in the history of the world to do.
It is fun. I have the opportunity to help them with chapels when we're on the road as well. And so a lot of their games are on Sundays in the SEC, so giving them that opportunity to worship and be in the Word on Sundays is important as well.
Right, that's cool. So it's really part of your ministry.
Yes.
To be able to go and do that. So you play games on Sundays, so the girls don't get to go to church probably, so you are church.
Yes, and then we also have a lot of games on Thursdays, and we do a pregame chapel before their games there as well.
Okay, so last couple of years have been weird, COVID and all that stuff. Has it gotten back to normal, or is it still weird?
It's weird in terms of the basketball part. In terms of my schools, I've been so blessed. Here at the lake, we've had more of an open concept with the COVID. Certainly followed some guidelines and masking and those kind of things, but I've been able to get into all my schools almost all the time. And so our ministry was not impeded by that, and that's been a huge blessing.
Wow, that is so cool. Probably the only place in the nation
Yes.
That we can say that.
And most of my staff, when I talk to them, either in the state or nationwide, have definitely had some limitations that we have not had to have.
Has that affected giving to FCA, the way people, give into your ministry?
Honestly, it feels like we've been blessed with more money, and so it has not inhibited us at all. I just feel like God's working in our area through our coaches and our athletes, and we just keep rolling a day at a time and see what he does.
That's fantastic. So you just finished up an end of the year campaign, 2021. That go well?
That was outstanding. We're so grateful for our community, for embracing us, for supporting the cause of our ministry. We ended up with over $14,000 at the end of the year, so
Wow.
very thankful.
And that's good.
That's outstanding. That's
Greatness.
been our best turnout, actually.
Wow, fantastic. Okay, so volunteers, the FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Do you guys, is it just you? Do you need help? Do you need volunteers? How does that work?
We have volunteers help us a lot. They help us at our banquet by bringing people to the banquet. They help us in our camps. They help us in our Bridge and Dam race, which brings in people from over 13, 14 different states every year.
Wow.
We probably have close to 100 volunteers that help with that event as well.
Wow. So who are you looking for? Are you looking for local mom and dad, grandma and grandpa? Are you looking for, college students? What are you looking for?
It can be anybody. If somebody wants to help us out, we will put you in place. We will find a job that you can contribute.
What are some of these jobs? What do you mean?
At the Bridge and Dam race, it's mostly just being out on the course and encouraging people,
Yeah.
but also with helping with registration, helping with some of the behind-the-scene things like giving out the T-shirts and that type of stuff. At the banquet, it's really about helping to bring people to our banquet that might be interested in supporting our ministry.
We went to your banquet, William Holtz and I, last year, and he spoke for about half the night.
Yeah.
So,
You got to be careful in giving him the mic.
Yeah, you do. You really do. He wasn't even on the list of speakers there,
Yeah.
but we had a lot of fun, though. So your main focus is it's the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Is your main focus working with athletes in the schools?
Our mission is to impact the world or see the world impacted by Jesus Christ through the influence of coaches and athletes.
Okay.
So we have huddles on any campus that wants the huddle. I don't actually run the huddle. There are teachers or coaches who step up to be the huddle coach at their school. So I help them so that they can help their kids, and we do training for the kids so that if they want to have FCA on their campus, which is student-led, then they can do that. So I help organize all of that. And I would say of the 19 schools we have campus ministry on, I believe, 17 of those campuses.
Wow. And
some schools like Camden and Osage have them at multiple schools, all the way down to the grade school. So that's a big part of my job, but most of my job is pouring into coaches, developing relationships one-on-one. We have Bible studies, we have coaches' Bibles we give out, we have resources for coaches. It's really walking along coaches and helping them build their faith, because one coach is going to influence 150 to 200 kids in their school building. And so when we pour into them, that's going to influence them and help them share their faith or be a witness of their faith in their jobs.
Absolutely. I think the quote was from, who was a great basketball coach at UCLA, John Wooden. And he had some quote about the importance of coaches, him and Bobby Bowden. And basically, it's like becoming a father figure or a mother figure to these kids. Like you said, maybe 100 kids, 200 kids every year. And just think of the influence in the lives that are affected and changed there.
Well, I know for myself, I was an athlete all the way from middle school through college, and the influence of a coach is outstanding. And it's the Billy Graham quote who says that one coach will influence more people in 1 year than most people do there in their entire lifetime.
Yeah, and that was a Billy Graham quote. Okay,
Yes.
There you go. And some coaches take that extremely seriously.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's such a platform of influence, and I think coaches underestimate their influence and don't realize how much of an influence they have on those young people.
Yeah, okay. So we're talking with Kathy Wiesen, Fellowship of Christian Athletes here at the Lake of the Ozarks. We'll get more from Kathy right after this. It pays to be a senior and shop at Hy-Vee. It's the Hy-Vee Senior Discount. Your produce, snacks, household necessities, deli and bakery, mealtime favorites, and everything else in between. It's the Hy-Vee Senior Discount 7 days a week at Hy-Vee in Osage Beach and Jefferson City, where it pays to be a senior.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement, whether they're still on the journey or already there. At SRG Financial, we have a process, the mile marker formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
Want to create lifelong memories with the whole family? Check out Central Missouri's Lake of the Ozarks. Voted the best recreational lake in the nation by readers of USA Today and 10 Best. Enjoy paddleboarding, tubing, boating, and PWCs. No boat? No problem. There are over 50 marinas nearby to rent you one. Or how about hiking at one of the nation's top state parks, exploring amazing caves, shopping, and a few rounds of golf? Find your family fun shine at funlake.com. Produced in cooperation with Missouri Division of Tourism.
Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. We are talking with Kathy Wiesen, Fellowship of Christian Athletes here at the Lake of the Ozarks area rep. 19 schools that are in your area, and you get into 17 of those. So does that mean there are 2 schools that don't want you to come in?
No, it just means that there's not a huddle coach that has stepped forward to do the huddle. And I shouldn't say that we're not in there. I will still see the coaches of all those schools.
Okay.
We just have student ministry on only 17 of those.
Okay. So I had the great privilege of working with the Dallas-Fort Worth FCA for many years, which was started by Tom Landry. And he had a few guys to help him out, like Roger Staubach and Dan Reeves, who just passed away, I guess, and several people like that. But it was amazing to me how somebody like that, like a Tom Landry, can say, okay, I'm gonna take this on, and how it can absolutely affect an entire community.
Well, in my own faith journey, I grew up in Arlington, Texas, watching every Cowboy game there was. And it was actually a tract I read from my church from Roger Staubach and one from Tom Landry, where they explained their faith that really helped me come to know faith in Jesus Christ, because
Yeah.
they had been my idols as a young child as far as the sports people.
Just, I mean, that story right there affected your life. I mean, changed your life to where you are now. You know,
Yes.
and then being able to sit down and talk with like a Roger Staubach, and he's talking about faith, right? And you're going, this is Roger Staubach
Yes.
talking about faith. That's pretty cool.
It just shows the importance of their platform. And our coaches have that same platform within their schools and in their communities. And so when they use that to honor God, it's an amazing ripple effect.
Absolutely. Okay, so Lake of the Ozarks, I mean, this might be the last sane place in the nation. And your schools are still open. You're still in there doing your work and everything. How did you first get involved in it? How did you decide this is what you wanted to do?
Honestly, when I was coaching, I was a product of the FCA coaches ministry. The FCA in my area in Illinois poured into me, sent me to coaches camps, gave me a coach's Bible. I was already a Christian, but I did not know how to take that aspect on Sunday and not just keep it on Sunday and put that into my aspect of coaching.
Yeah.
So they really showed me how to integrate those. And the more I became involved in it and saw the influence on me and my athletes, I felt like God was calling me strongly to do this. I had no idea it would be at the lake, but when they said it could be the lake and ministry, I went, thank you, Jesus.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so March is a huge time of the year for you. You have two huge events coming up. Your annual banquet, I believe, which is on the 7th
Yes.
this year, Monday the 7th, and then the Bridge and Dam Half Marathon, which is later in the month. So first of all, tell us about the dinner. What's that all about? How can people go to the dinner?
Anyone is able to come to the dinner. Our website is LOTO, L-O-T-O for Lake of the Ozarks, FCA.org. It's a free invitation. You just have to get a reservation. Neil Jeffrey is our keynote speaker this year. He was a quarterback at Baylor,
Okay.
Played for the San Diego Chargers, is now an associate pastor in the Dallas area, but he's an outstanding speaker. But anybody can come, and the whole focus of our night is to raise money for the ministry. We do those two events so that we don't have to do fundraising the rest of the year. We can focus on ministry.
Right. Well, and the way FCA works is FCA doesn't pay you, right? I mean,
Correct.
you're not getting paid by the FCA. You kind of have to raise your own money for your own ministry.
It's very much like a missionary. It is faith funded, and I'm just telling you that this community has been unbelievably faithful in allowing us to do what we do.
How wonderful is that? Yeah. Okay, so the dinner is March 7th, Monday, March 7th. Go to, what's the website again?
LOTOFCA.org.
Okay, to get more information, get tickets and stuff. Same thing with this Bridge and Dam Half Marathon, which is really cool. I mean, just the course alone is kind of worth, I don't know, is there a price of admission? But it's worth that, right?
It's iconic. I mean, for people from all different states come, they get to run across the dam or they run across the Portachima Bridge. It's a beautiful scenic run. 5K, 10K, half, and this year they're adding a 25K for marathoners who are trying to train for later. Alicia Machino and Scott Page have been our race directors the entire time. And they own the organization Fun Runs, where they do runs for fundraising.
Yeah.
They've done an outstanding job. We'll have at least 500, 600 runners, and it's a great, great day.
And it doesn't matter what the weather is, right?
No,
I mean,
we've had snow, we've had rain, we've had sunshine, we've had it all.
Yeah, but that just kind of makes it more cool in a way, because usually at Lake TV we go out and do some coverage of that, and the pictures are just gorgeous. Doesn't matter what the weather is. How about the dam has been closed for repairs? You're expecting that to be open?
We are expecting that to be open. That's what they tell us.
Okay.
It's going to be a little close, but we think it will be ready to go.
Wow, okay, yeah, just a little wild card thrown
Yes.
in there. Okay, and you guys are looking for college interns, right?
Yes, we are. For this summer, we do an 8-week college internship, and it's outstanding. It helps them grow spiritually. It helps them become better leaders, and they do camp ministry for us for 8 weeks, and just get a great, great opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, and okay, so if a college intern is interested or a college person is interested, how do they get more information?
So the same thing, they can go to that website and find my contact information, or my email is kwiesen, W-I-E-S-E-N, @fca.org.
Okay, and that website again is?
LOTOFCA.org.
Okay, there she is, Kathy Wiesen, Area Rep, Lake of the Ozarks FCA. Thank you so much for coming and joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, and just thank you again for your support, because that means the world to us.